Each exhale, going a little further, or maybe you already found that sufficiency, that place that's enough for you. And let that twist unwind, come back through center. Inhale, raise your left arm. And exhale, reach to the right. Breathing into the left side. Inhale, come on up. And as you exhale, come into your twist. Left hand behind you, right hand across. Inhale, let's lengthen up. Exhale, let's explore the twist. And let yourself come back through center. Thank you. Now let's make our way up onto our hands and knees. Tip to one side, spin around. Open your hands way up. Feel the whole palms on the ground. Bring your shoulders above your wrists and your hips above your knees. We'll take a few cow, cat breaths. Inhale, bring your heart forward. Let your head and tailbone go up. Exhale, draw your heart up. Let your head and tailbone come down. And just follow the pace of your breath. We don't have to go at the same pace. Inhaling to bring your heart forward. Exhaling as you draw your heart up. Maybe the movements and the breaths growing a little bigger each time. And after your next exhale, come back to table. Reach back with the right foot, press into the ball of your foot. Push your heel away from your tailbone, let that leg get longer. On an inhale, pick your foot up, reach straight back in the air, like you're gonna make a footprint on the wall. It's just funny for me to say because there's no wall back there, not for a long ways. And just imagine there's one. With your next inhale, reach your left arm out to the side. Bend that raised leg, reach that hand back. Can you connect? Can you take a bind? Grab your foot or your ankle, shake against your hand if you connect. Lift your gaze, open the midline, stretch the quads, open the shoulder, release, lower down. Reach back, press into the ball of the left foot. If you didn't get the bind, don't worry about it. There was a time I couldn't get the bind and I would flail around trying to find my foot. Maybe that's where you're at. That's okay too. On an inhale, pick your foot up, reach straight back. On the next inhale, reach your right arm out to the side. Feel that core go to work, balancing on 2 points of contact instead of 4. Bend your leg, reach back, see about the bind, that additional stretching. Release the bind and let your hand and knee come down. We'll start to stand. Step your right foot up between your hands. Step your left foot up to meet it. Hang out in forward fold. Head and arms heavy, swaying back and forth, bending and straightening your legs. Other options, you might hold onto your elbows or clasp your hands at the base of your skull for some neck traction. Letting the back of the body lengthen out. If your hands aren't hanging down, let them hang down again and gently nod your head yes. Then shake your head no. Inhale to lift up halfway. Exhale to come down. Inhale all the way up, hands overhead. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Put your hands down at your sides. Raise your right shoulder towards your ear. Shift it back. Let it down. And your left shoulder up and back and down. Inhale, reach out to the sides. As you exhale, reach for your shoulder blades and hug yourself, or if you like, come to eagle arms. Intertwine your arms, press your palms together, lift elbows and hands away from you if you're taking eagle. Inhale, spread your wings. As you exhale, cross those arms the other way and grab your shoulder blades or take your eagle arms. Inhale, spread your wings. Exhale, twist to the right. Take a full breath in your twist. Inhale back through center and exhale to twist to your left and take a full breath. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale, let your hands down. Inhale, out and up. Interlace your fingers, flip your palms to the sky. Look up at those hands, lift up your heart. Maybe your hips drift forward, your hands and your head drift back some more. Inhale to come upright. Exhale, let your hands come down. So we'll start into doing those moon salutations. You may see I got two mats here. I got one going this way, one going this way. So moon salutations are sort of 90 degrees different from how we do a sun salutation. So this mat that's going this way is the one I'm going to be standing on. So don't want to throw anybody off who's more used to the sun salutation flows with me in the mornings. Inhale your arms out and up. Interlace your fingers, point your index fingers up. Look up at your hands, lift up your heart. Come back to center. On an exhale, bend to the right, feel full length through both arms. Inhale, come up to center. Exhale, lower your arms, step your right foot out, come to goddess. Bend your knees, bend your elbows, squat down. Inhale, straighten up, starfish. From starfish, you go to triangle. Slide the right hip to the right, left hand to the left, tip, triangle pose. Exhaling with the right hand down, spin up on the ball of the right foot, pyramid. Bend into the left knee, plant your hands, low lunge. You might have blocks under your hands here. Bring the ground closer to your hands, give you more room to have that knee there. You're gonna pivot to the right, come to Malasana. Pivot more to the right, and we come to lunge on the other side. Then we spin the back foot down, straighten the leg, come to pyramid. So we're going through the same poses now in the other direction. Raise the left arm, triangle. Inhale, tip up, starfish. Squat, bend the elbows, goddess. Step the left foot in, look up, lift your heart, come back, hands down. Take a drink anytime you need to. I need one right now. We're going to do all that again, going the opposite way now. So inhale, arms up. Interlace your fingers, index fingers up. Look up the hands, lift up your heart. Inhale, come upright. Exhale, bend to the left, feel the length through both arms. Inhale, come up. Exhale, step left, arms come down. Got it? Inhale, straighten up. Scoot the left hip to the left. No, scoot the right hip to the right. Left hand to the left, tip to triangle. Got my left and right mixed up there. Right hand comes down, up on the ball of the right foot, pyramid. Come into your low lunge, pivot, come into Malasana. Pivot again, back to low lunge. To pyramid, plant the foot, straighten the front leg. Inhale, arm up, triangle. Inhale, tip up, starfish, goddess. Step, bend to the right, back to center, and handstand. We'll go through a couple more times. Inhale up, look up at your hand, and come back. Bend to the right, come back to center, step, goddess pose. Inhale, straighten up, starfish. Hip scoots over, hand scoots over, tip to triangle. Drop the top hand, pivot, pyramid. Bend your knee, low lunge. Start to pivot, come through Malasana. Continue pivot, come to lunge. Straighten the leg, pyramid again. Raise your arm, triangle. Tip up, starfish, goddess. And step, hands up, look forward, then left. Back to center and arms down. Okay, once more. Arms up. Look up at your hands. Look forward again. Bend to the left. Come up through center. Step the left foot out. Drop the arms. Goddess. Inhale, straighten the legs. Straighten the arms. Hip to the right. Hand to the left. Tip. Bind. Triangle. Big deep breath. Pivot on to the right foot. Right hand comes down. Pyramid. Bend the knee. Low lunge. Pivot to the right. Come through center. Malasana. Pivot more. Come to your other lunge. Spin the foot down straight in the front leg. Pyramid. Head hangs. Inhale, arm up. Triangle. Inhale, tip. Starfish. Goddess. Step right. Look up. Look forward. Bend right. Up to center. Hands down. Beautiful. Pausing for a drink. I'd say we're well warmed up. I know we are out here in the park. Mm-hmm. Yes, I'm okay with the sun. Thank you. I'll be fine. The shade is moving, folks, but we'll just work with it. I knew it was going to be sweaty. I mean, it's okay. Sweat's good. Clean the pores, right? Good thing you can't smell me. All right. Let's play now with some one-legged balance. Johnny's here in the park with a mask on. He can't even smell me. So look where we are. We're in the park. There are trees, so we have to do tree because you're outside. That's like a rule I just made up. Hands at your heart. Set your eyes on something that's not going to move, something at eye level. Use your gaze to anchor you, make your tree steadier. If you're indoors and you want to step over by the wall or the chair or the desk, or maybe step over by a tree to help you when you stand on one leg, you can. Shift your weight from one leg to the other with your feet on the ground. Do that as many times as you like. When you're ready, bring the weight into your left leg. Pick up your right knee. This is just one way to get here. If you know another way you like to go to tree, go for it. Bring your knee out to the side like opening a gate. Bring your foot to your leg. So maybe your toes are on the ground, heels on your ankle. Maybe the sole of the foot on your calf, knee still coming out to the side. Maybe the sole of your foot on your thigh. Never on the side of your knee, please. Your hands can stay here. This can be nicely centering and stabilizing, or let the branches of your tree grow wherever they want to go. Maybe there's breeze in your branches. We have a little breeze here. Maybe you aim at being still, or maybe you play with movement. If you close your eyes, it gets really windy. If you fall, you're human. If you get up again, you're a yogi. And make sure you're breathing, because all these beautiful trees need air, and they're all different. Whatever shape your tree is in, wherever your branches are, they need air. Bring your hands back to your heart if they're elsewhere. Bring your knee forward, let your foot down, shake out your leg. And anything else that needs a little shake. Do a little yoga in the park dance. Shake your face. I like to shake my face. When you're ready, hands at your heart. Shift back and forth a few times. Reset those hips, reground those feet. Remember which leg you already did. Let the weight come into your right leg. As long as we all get both sides. Pick up your left knee. Maybe you're on the other side. Bring it out to the side. Bring your foot to the opposite leg. Take whatever arm expression is calling you. I like to play with this bind, folding my arms behind my back, because it feels good in my back. And I don't need any more reason than that. Do what feels good with your branches. We call this shrub pose. I don't know if it has a proper name. That's what I jokingly called it when I first discovered it. And by discovered it, I mean I saw a student do this, and so I tried it, and it felt good. And now I've been doing it every day since then. That was, I think, 4 years ago. Nothing wrong with wobbling, nothing wrong with swaying, nothing wrong with falling. If your hands are elsewhere, bring them back to your heart. Bring your knee forward, set your foot down, shake things out, do your little dance, take your little drink, whatever you need to do. And I don't know if it's because I'm outside or because I have live students in the same space with me, but I'm feeling very jazzy and energized this morning. Maybe it's the fresh air, maybe it's Kristen, who knows? Maybe it's these fancy earbuds. So we'll play with some more balancing. Why not? Hands at your heart. It starts out the same way. This is going to be more challenging, more fun, maybe. Shift back and forth, grounding the feet. This helps your feet find their way under your hips too, if they weren't there when you started to do it. Bring the weight into the left leg. You pick up the right knee. Now, keep your left hand on your sternum. Drop your right hand. Take hold of your foot or your leg. I'm going to grab my big toe because I know that's what works for me. You can grab the inside of your foot, the outside of your foot, your shin, your calf, behind the knee, wherever you can grab. Everyone's built differently. Reach forward with your foot. Maybe open out to the side. Maybe reach the other arm out. Helps to set your gaze too, like we did for tree pose, by the way. Setting your gaze on something at eye level that's not going to move. And if it seems hard, imagine if you're talking while you're doing all this. It's one of my oldest, lamest jokes. But there's truth to it. Now, if you can, slowly rewind the sequence. Never said gracefully, shake it out. I never do say gracefully unless it's in quotes like that. When you're ready, bring your hands to your heart. Shift side to side. They have this stuff called laughing yoga, and I have tried it, but all my classes involve some laughing. I don't brand it like that. You don't really need to. Bring the weight to your right leg when you're ready. Pick up your left knee. Right hand to the sternum. Left hand comes down, finds the foot or the leg, whatever grip works for you. Reach the foot forward. Open the gate of the hip. Maybe you just keep reaching forward. Maybe that's as far as you get today. Maybe you reach your hand out. Maybe you don't. Maybe you fall. Maybe you don't. Make sure you're breathing. You don't have to smile. It feels good. Bring your hand back in. Oh, come out of it however you want. How's that? Shake it out. Yeah, good. Very good. Excellent. Kristen's giving feedback on how you're doing. She's better able to watch you than I am from over there. All right. How about one more? One more balance? Well, two more, one more on each side. We'll start the same way. There's the theme. Shift side to side. Bring the weight to your left leg. Pick up the right knee. This time, cross your ankle above your left knee. Dial your right knee towards the ground. Flex your right toes towards your shin. And think of sitting down on a bench or a stool with your legs crossed. Releasing down, front of the hip, back of the knee, front of the ankle. Think of your elbows approaching your knee and your ankle. Maybe they touch, maybe they don't. Hands pressing together, hands pressing to the sternum. If you do make this contact, it's nicely stabilizing. This is a similar way to explore the hip to what we do in pigeon, but it's more accessible for some because you're not putting the weight of your body on top of your knee and smushing your leg. If you do come down low, you can do this trick dismount, which feels neat in the hip and looks kind of funny. You can take hold of your leg before you stand. You could just press your hands together and stand. When you stand like that, oh, that feels good. You let it down, shake it out. Party trick yoga. It kind of looks like you detach your leg and you come out of it that way. Yep, it's hot out here. Hands at your heart. Last one. Shift back and forth. Hot, H-E-A-R-T. Why is my accent coming out heavier today? I don't know. Shift the weight to the right leg. Lift the left knee. Cross your ankle. Dial the knee down. Flex the toes up. And release. Take your time. Front of the right hip. Back of the right knee. Front of the right ankle. Releasing. Hands pressing to sternum. Hands pressing together. If you wobble, you're human. If you fall, you're human. If you get up, you're a yogi. Just see where it's always an exploration. See, this time my elbow doesn't want to touch my ankle. We don't know why. We don't care. I don't care. On the other side, it touched. Here, it doesn't touch. It's just one of those things. I never know till I'm coming into the pose where it's going to go, honestly. But I'm breathing, I'm releasing, I'm having fun. The playfulness is its own benefit. Laughing at myself is its own benefit. Oh, look, there it is. Boom, touch. Just needed one more lame joke to get there. Shake it out. Oh, goodness. All right. Let's have a seat. Give those legs a break. We'll do some lower to the ground things for a bit. Extend your legs forward and flex your toes back towards you. So real simple forward fold first. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, fold over your legs. If your knees want to bend here, just let them bend. And explore with your breath, deepening the fold. When you inhale, think of the crown of your head reaching forward. When you exhale, think of lowering down some more. It's like a slow motion, gentle kind of ratcheting action. Inhaling, walk your hands up the front of your legs, and let's sit up. Now let your arms help your legs here. Open the legs out to wherever you can, whatever degree that is, the edge of your comfort zone. Walk your hands down your legs to wherever you can. Maybe it's the knees, shins, ankles, maybe it's the feet. And we're going to explore from here. Slowly bring your left hand over by your right hand. And then slowly open your right arm out to the side and turn your head to track that hand. Watch that hand, and maybe turning your head helps your shoulder open more. Come on back. Bring the right hand back over by the left hand. Bring the left hand over to the left side. Thank you. Kristen just brought me a clock so I could see what time it is. Bring the right hand over by the left hand. And then open the left arm out to the side and turn your head to track that hand. Almost forgot to say that part. Just looking at the clock. Look at your hand, Leo, not the clock. Come back with that left hand. Bring the right hand back over to the right. You're 2/3 of the way through the class, if you were wondering. You walk your hands up the front of your legs. All right, exploring some more forward folds here. Let your arms help your legs. Bring the left foot over by the right leg. So if you couldn't get your foot on your thigh for tree pose, now you can get your foot on your thigh. If you can't, that's okay too. It can be here. It's okay to have your foot against your knee because you're not pressing your knee. Pivot your torso. Aim your sternum at that right foot. Flex those right toes towards you. If this doesn't feel good, this leg hanging here, and you have a block, you could put a block or a folded blanket under your knee. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold down over that leg. Explore with the breath. Inhale, crown of the head comes forward. Exhale, maybe you lower some more. Maybe those are just thoughts. Maybe there's some movement. Using the power of your mind, mirror neurons, picturing it before doing it. It helps. Bring your left hand in towards your heart, reach your left hand out to the side, and then rotate your arm. Turn your palm back and your thumb down. Other hand. Yeah, good. And then fold your arm across your lower back and peel that left shoulder back. Turn your heart towards the sky. So we're getting into compression in the middle of the lower back here. Compression that we get from sitting, and everyone's sitting more these days in Zoom land. Extend your arm and undo that rotation. Reach that arm up alongside your head and overhead in the direction of the other arm. Yeah. Reach your arm up, out to the side. Bring your hand back through center and over by the other hand. Walk those hands up the front of your leg. Other side, let your arms help. Extend the left leg. Bend the right leg, bring the foot over. Pivot your torso. Flex your left toes back towards you. Inhale to reach up overhead. Exhale, fold over that leg. Explore for a few breaths. Maybe it gets a little deeper with each exhale. Yeah, maybe you sigh. Let out whatever sounds want to come out. He's over here kissing his teeth. He goes further than I do. Everybody's different. Bring the right hand in. Reach the right hand out. Rotate palm back, thumb down. Fold the arm across the low back. Peel right shoulder back. Reach your arm out. Undo that rotation. Reach the arm up and overhead in the direction of the other arm. Reach up, out to the side. Come back through center and over by the left hand. Walk your hands up your leg. Sit yourself up. Arms help the legs. Extend the right leg again. Nudge those legs towards each other and bring the soles of your feet together with your heels a good distance away from your pelvis. So you have this big space here. If you're able to, slide your hands under your ankles and grab the floor. If that doesn't work, just reach over your ankles and grab the floor. Either way, walk your hands forward. We're making pretzels. Use traction in your arms to come into the fold. And don't forget to let the neck disengage. Let your head bow down. Breathe into that spot right above your sacrum, the middle of your lower back. I thought there was a lawnmower coming towards me. Somebody with a hole in his exhaust going down the street. Don't mind me. It's my first time doing this in the park with the Zoom. We should make a mental note to find out what day they do cut the grass. I don't want to be in the middle of that. Slowly scoot your hands back, press up to a seat. Now bring your heels in as close as you can. Soles of the feet still together, coming real close. Interlace your fingers, grab the tops of your toes in both hands, and wriggle on your seat. Bring the bones in your seat closer to the ground and tilt your pelvis forward. Inhale, lengthen up through the crown of your head. As you exhale, hinge at the hips. Come forward with a long spine first. Nice long spine. When the long spine stops lowering, then let the neck disengage and let your head come down. Breathe into your hips. And maybe your elbows are nudging your legs down, nudging your hips open some more. Inhale, slowly sit up. Let your arms help your legs here, very important. Lift your knees towards each other. Easy to strain your legs coming out of that one. Rest your hands out at the sides. Wiggle your feet further apart, maybe the width of a mat if you're using a mat. And let those knees go back and forth to whatever degree they will. And maybe if you feel jazzy, if you're feeling a little more energized today, as the knees come down to one side, reach up the other hand and lift your hips. Or maybe split the difference just as the knees come down, turn the head the opposite way. Maybe you don't want to do that, lifting the hips, but maybe you do. It's a very jubilant motion, like, we're outside. And then we're going to lie down. How's that for good news? Then bring your feet together. I'm just going to spin myself around. Bring your hands behind you, lower down to your forearms, lower down to your back. Scoot your heels as close to your butt as you can get them. We're setting up for bridge pose here. Feet planted, knees up, back on the ground. Press into the soles of your feet. Inhale, lift your hips. There's bridge. If you want to go further here, you might wriggle your shoulder blades in towards each other. And clasp your hands under you and reach your knuckles towards your heels. Make sure your neck is relaxed. You're not scrunching up your neck. Breathing at the top of the first bridge. If you're clasping your hands, unclasp them. Exhale slowly, let your hips come down. How slow can you go? Find the strength in the slowness. Explore bridge as you like for a minute. Inhaling to go up and exhaling to come down. What do I mean by as you like? Find your level of challenge. To make it more challenging, move more slowly, or lift up higher, or add extra breaths at the top, or repeat, wriggling your shoulder blades in and clasping your hands. To make it less challenging, maybe you take extra breaths at the bottom of the movement. Maybe you take supported bridge if you have yoga blocks. When you lift up, you slide a block under your sacrum, come down to rest on top of the block and just let the block hold you for a minute. And bring some nice release through the pelvis and in the middle of the low back there, sacral region. Right above me in the tree, there's a hummingbird going from one branch to the other and back and forth. And it's maybe the most peaceful thing I've ever seen while doing bridge. Usually just looking at the ceiling, you know? And so far, none of the hummingbirds have mistaken my bright colored hair for a flower. Haven't heard anyone buzzing around my head. But the next exhale, be the last one with bridge and pause after you land. Just pause for a couple of breaths. And draw your knees in towards your chest. Hug your knees and rock and roll around. Massage your back against the ground. Whatever movements feel good. Let's go for a nice deep twist here on our cooling supine twist. Cross your left knee over your right knee. If you can't do that, don't worry. Just cross your left ankle over your right knee instead. That's a more an energizing configuration. But if you can, cross your knees. Reach your arms to the sides. Feel your shoulder blades press into the ground. You want to keep your shoulder blades on the ground. Let your legs fall to the right and turn your head to the left. And don't worry about how far your legs go. If you stay grounded in your shoulders, your legs will go where they need to go. Letting your breath wring you out in the twist. Maybe going a little further with each exhale, just seeing what happens. Slowly bring your head and your legs back to center and switch the cross of your legs. Right knee over left or right ankle over left knee. If crossing your knees doesn't work for you, let your legs go to the left. Turn your head to the right. Keep your shoulders nicely grounded and see what happens. Come slowly back up to center. Uncross your legs. Draw your knees towards your chest. Reach your hands and feet up. Take hold of your legs or your feet and play with bending and straightening your limbs in happy baby pose. If there's some other inversion you would rather do, feel free. Lots of fun ways to bring your feet and your legs higher than your heart and let things drain, undoing some of the effects of gravity, releasing things that get stuck in the feet and the legs. You might play with a shoulder stand. Maybe you're a headstand person. Maybe you're not outside and you want to put your legs up on the wall or the couch. Sometimes playing in Happy Baby, I like to just play with sort of loosely going towards plow pose. Not even really worrying so much about the overall shape, but just reaching the feet up, holding onto the feet, keep pressing into the feet till they come back past my head. Sometimes it's pretty good expression of plow. It's a good idea to invert every day. Maybe you don't have an hour to practice yoga each day, but if you take a few minutes to invert, lots of good benefits to it. You can invert for as long as you want. Maybe you're exploring several inversions. And maybe before your final resting pose, there are other postures or movements that you want to explore. If so, go for it. Find your way to whatever is calling you. When you feel complete, you can make your way to final resting pose of integration. So maybe that's corpse pose, Shavasana, legs extended, feet splayed apart, hands resting out by your sides. But that's just one option. Shavasana is this pose, but Shavasana is also this state of quiet relaxation where we integrate the benefits of the practice. So if corpse pose isn't comfortable, please make yourself comfortable. If it bothers your low back to lie flat, you might plant your feet, maybe let your knees lean in towards each other, take pressure out of the low back that way. You might bring the soles of your feet together, let the knees splay open, nicely grounding in the sacrum. Maybe you want to end practice with your legs up the wall. Any posture where you can be comfortably still for a few minutes to simply breathe and absorb the benefits of your work. If you even call it work, the benefits of your practice. I know I more often describe it as play instead of work. You might choose to focus on your breath. Allow yourself room to make adjustments. If you aren't comfortable where you are and you were a minute ago, you can change, you can shift, you can wriggle. Sometimes what's comfortable is fluid, it shifts away. Maybe you're focusing on your breath, one of the simplest things to meditate upon. Maybe you come back to an intention you had set for yourself at the start of practice and reflect upon that. How did that work for you in practice? How might you carry that intention off the mat into the rest of your day? Maybe you just give your mind permission to drift. Thoughts will come and go. Don't need to shoo them away, but don't need to stay attached to any one of them. Maybe you picture them as clouds. The air moves, the cloud moves. One thought leaves, maybe another one comes. Maybe things stay clear for a minute. Maybe you scan your body like we did at the start of class to check in with how everything's feeling. Maybe you tune me out and keep doing what you're already doing. Maybe you turn your sound off so you can't hear me. Picture your body as if you're floating above yourself, looking down. Look at that beautiful body that just went through this wonderful practice. And check out that face. Check out your forehead. Is there a wrinkle in the middle of your forehead? Are you holding on to some thought there? Can you release that thought? Let that wrinkle smooth out. Think of the weight of that wonderful head. Your head weighs 10 to 12 pounds. Think of that resting on the ground. Neck nice and relaxed. The ground supporting you at your shoulder blades, elbows, hands, those arms, strong arms, nice and heavy and relaxed. Feeling the contact of your back changing as your breath moves in and out. Different parts of your back lifting away from the ground and touching down again with each breath. Feel the grounding contact of your sacrum, of your seat on the ground, the center of your physical body. The weight of those strong legs, relaxed, heavy on the ground, touching at hamstrings, calves, heels. Just look over the whole body. As bits of remaining excess tension melt away into the ground every time you exhale. There's really no limit on relaxing. You can be very relaxed and then relax a little more. Start to give yourself some deeper breath. Very slowly invite movement back into your body. Start small. Be gentle. Let those small movements gradually lead to bigger movements. Take your time. Maybe even keep your eyes closed as you explore bigger and bigger movements. There's no rush. Maybe you stay where you are. Maybe you don't want to get up. Maybe morning practice is a good prelude to a nap. If and when you're ready, take your time to gently sit yourself up. If you like, bring your hands up by your heart. Thank you for coming together to share practice this morning. The light within me sees and honors and bows to that same light in each of you. Namaste.
Thank you, Leo.
Thank you so much. Questions and feedback are always welcome. The Zoom room will be open for a few minutes. And you folks watching on YouTube later, you can leave comments too. I love getting feedback. Please visit us at Kristen Olson's Urban Yoga Center on Facebook or urbanyoga.org on the web. And there's a tip jar there. You can contribute to our Zoom classes. Thank you all for being here on screen, in the park, wherever you are, out in the YouTubes. Be well.
Thank you.
Thanks.
You're welcome.